Hi, I'm Alex Hickson, and this is my hot take on AI in PR. I think AI is going to change PR because it means we can test ideas faster and get a sense check on whether it's something that might land with press. But I think there is a lot of fear around AI replacing a lot of those core PR skills, especially writing, idea generation, media relations to an extent. So it's something that I think we need to adapt to and see how well it can work rather than throwing our all into it and fearing it on the other side. I think we should definitely embrace AI as much as possible. I think I can understand why people are fearful of it, but if we don't learn to adapt and embrace it, ultimately we're going to fall by the wayside as PRs. If people are finding great ways to use it and make themselves more efficient and sense check ideas before we run with them and spend money on them, then ultimately it's worth the time. I think the danger is becoming overly reliant on it and we lose that kind of sense of self in what we do. I think that's the danger of it is if we use AI too much to write a press release or write headlines or write content, we're ultimately all going to be doing the same thing, whether it's agency by agency or different PRs. You can insert and input tone of voice and style and like content style into AI, but ultimately even doing that is kind of taking away that independent thought that is so integral to PR. So much of it is about understanding the media landscape, understanding trends, understanding how we can position our clients and brands that we work with into those trends. And I think that's where AI often can fall down. It still can't replace that like psyche and that knowledge of the media, which is so integral. I think it's really common to feel pressure, especially if you're working on like reactive PR and you think, oh god, there's 5 different stories this week where I could insert my client into, but you might only have time to write a really solid pitch on 3 of them. You might think, oh well, AI can write that for me in 10 seconds, but ultimately, is the quality of that going to be the same? Is it going to be as tailored as you need it to be to go to different sectors of the press, to different journalists? I think ultimately we will become lazy if we rely on it too much because our individual styles and the way we tailor it to press is ultimately, I think, what sells a good story in. We can use things like ChatGPT to our benefit. I think it's really good for testing content ideas, for entering, an idea and asking it to give you kind of the foundations or the start of a headline or the start of maybe a thought leadership piece or an opinion. But I think what's really important is to use that as a base only. If you're taking that as a finished product, it's never going to be something that works really well for press or feels tailored. It's just going to be ultimately generic AI content that eventually the whole industry is going to get used to and recognise and spot. Who can write the best press release, TrunkBBI or ChatGPT? Definitely say TrunkBBI. ChatGPT can't get the nuance of what we know about the media, the relationships we've built with journalists that we can then use in our knowledge to style it in different ways. 100% TrunkBBI.